seems like BJP is all set to lose Jharkhand, yet another state in the span of a few months. As of now, the figures are that of the 81 seats, 49 are with the alliance, which is headed by the Congress, and BJP is leading in 22 seats. As I said, these are just trends and not final numbers. But what we really need to understand, and look at from a 360-degree perspective is what went wrong for the BJP in Jharkhand. These discussions happened when Maharashtra happened and when Haryana happened. Well, they were states where the BJP did emerge as the single largest party, but it could not retain power in Maharashtra, and Haryana somehow managed to scrape through. What went wrong in Jharkhand? Maushmi Das Gupta, who travelled extensively on the ground ahead of the elections, is here, and she is going to take some questions from me and from you. So please do send in your questions. Maushmi, as I said, the theme of this live is what went wrong for the BJP. Very simply,
BJP again banking on national issues in an assembly election. I mean, they did it in Haryana, they did it in Maharashtra, they brought up the revoking of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir, they brought up the Ayodhya issue. And I mean, even in those states, it didn't work. But again, in Jharkhand election, in a local election, they started talking about Ayodhya, they started talking of Article 370, they started talking about the new citizenship law, and which somewhere down the line boomerang. And I mean, the results are there for, we still don't have the final figures, but somehow it again brought to the fore that in the Vidhan Sabha election, in assembly elections, national issues don't matter. It's a local issue that connects with the voters, that voters want to, talk about, want their parties to talk about.
So somewhere the skirting of local issues, in favor of national issues, as you're saying, doesn't seem to be working for the BJP anymore. But Maushmi, also to look at it from the other point of view, what is it that the Congress-JMM alliance did right, or was it simply because there was a certain degree of disenchantment with the BJP that they benefited?
The alliance, of course, benefited from the fact that there was this huge anti-incumbency against the Raghuvar Das government. Raghuvar Das, the incumbent CM Ruhi, if you remember, he's one of the first non-tribal chief minister of the state, and the only, party which had, completed its full 5-year tenure. But the 5-year tenure has been marred with lot of controversies, and there were a lot of, agitation there were factions within the party, as also, backlash from the tribals. For instance, very early in its tenure, the Raghuvar Das government, they unsuccessfully tried to amend 2 of the tribal tenancy laws, the Chota Nagpur Tenancy Act and the Santhal Pargana Tenancy Act, which basically makes sale of tribal land to non-tribals far less cumbersome. So there was this huge discontentment among the tribal, and there was this propaganda going around that, BJP, somewhere down the line, they want to grab the tribal land. Right. So that went against the chief minister, coupled with the fact that there was a lot of, he was very unpopular, and even within his party, there were complaints that, he is high-handed, he's arrogant, he doesn't give time to his own party workers and doesn't take them along. So all this clubbed together, I think somewhere down the line
did affect the BJP's prospects. Also, as far as the Congress is concerned, what did the campaign look like on the ground? Did they put up a good campaign? Was it a formidable campaign? And how much did minimal visibility of former Congress President Rahul Gandhi help?
I think again was a leader in absentia, though he did participate in 4 rallies. Not turning up, I think it worked in the favor of the alliance. And also, Ruhi, if you look at the alliance, it's the JMM which is leading all the way. It propelled the alliance to the numbers, to the 49 number that we are seeing. Majority of the seat has been won by JM, majority of the seat in which JMM is the JMM which is leading.
So the strike rate is very high.
Yeah, the strike rate is very high, and it's basically JMM which is propelling the alliance rather than Congress. RJD is leading in some 5 seats, but Congress is hoardings. The Congress hoardings, initially it didn't have the picture of Subodh Kant Sahai, who was the Jharkhand campaign committee chief. So all the hoardings had the candidates' picture along with RPN Singh and the other alliance leaders, Shibu Soren and Sonia Gandhi. Right. It was only after, the party workers brought the issue up, after the second phase, the Subodh Kant Sahai's face out in the hoardings. Right. Also, during the launch of the manifesto, Subodh Kant Sahai was not even present there. Right. So it was very evident.
Well, this kind of factionalism is actually true for the Congress across states. We also saw in Haryana there was serious factionalism, but of course Bhupender Hooda managed to get his act together and put up a good show. So that's something the Congress has to battle. But I have started getting quite a few questions, Maushmi. Let me begin. There's a question from Raj Behera. To what extent did unemployment have an impact on BJP's performance?
Unemployment did play a role because, especially in Jamshedpur East and West, I mean, Jamshedpur is the constituency from where incumbent chief minister is trailing. You have the shutting down because they used to supply ancillary components to, the Tata plants.
You did a story on that, didn't you?
Yeah, so because they didn't get any demand from all these, all the Tata plants, so most of these industries, went out of business. They were finding it difficult. Many of them had shut shop, right. And most of the workers there, they had to be, they had to leave.
Right. So unemployment is a problem that the BJP is facing across the country because that has been a big criticism, a big critique of this government, particularly in this tenure. So it could go on to affect the party's fortunes in other elections going forward as well. Maushmi, there's a question from Abhishek Ghosh, who wants to know, where did BJP get most of its votes from in Jharkhand? Well, it's a slightly difficult question at this point because trends are still pouring, but would you like to take a shot?
Right now, I think it's mainly the areas where you have, the OBC votes. Tribal areas, BJP is not doing that well because, for instance, JMM has contested from 43 seats, right. And it is leading in some 30 seats, mostly in the Santhal Pargana area, which is tribal dominated. So BJP, whatever numbers comes to it, will be from the non-tribal belts, the general seats.
Right. There's a question from S. Kriti. Will it have an impact on the negotiation of seats in Bihar elections, and is BJP weakening? It's an interesting question.
It could have because, interestingly, JDU, which is a BJP ally, right. So Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, he supported Saryu Roy from Jamshedpur East, right. And
who was contesting against the incumbent CM?
Incumbent Chief Minister. And Saryu Roy was a BJP leader. He left the party at the last moment when he was denied a ticket. And Nitish Kumar claimed that he is an old friend and he supported. Right. So even that sent out a message. Also, both JDU and LJP, they did not have any kind of an alliance with BJP, and they fought on their own. So this could, give a message to the alliance across allies, BJP's allies across other states also.
Right. Well, actually, it's not just this election, it's also what happened in Maharashtra, where the BJP could not keep its ally with itself, lost a very crucial state. So clearly there is some degree of confidence emboldened among BJP's allies that they can raise stakes a little. And BJP will accommodate them and be a little more pragmatic than it perhaps was in the first 5 years at the center. There's a question from Adrian David. Could the CAA, NRC, which is the Citizenship Amendment Act, and the National Register of Citizens have impacted a section of the electorate
to the common man? Revoking Article 370 or surgical strike. Okay, maybe, there would be some kind of a national interest, but it's not impacting, it's not making a change, bringing a difference to their life. So.
Right. Well, thank you, Maushmi. Thank you so much for watching and sending in your questions. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us across social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.